Hello, my sweeties, and welcome back to my channel. If you don't already know me, my name is Celise, and thank you for joining my spooky little family. In today's video, we will be talking about Insidious, the Red Door. Let's get into the video. That was so weird. I used this hand instead of this hand. Didn't love that.
That was weird.
That was cursed.
So spooky.
Corn.
Oh, don't call me that. Anyway, I have a little announcement to make. I've decided to pick up a side hustle.
I'm afraid.
No. It's not scary. It's not scary.
Are you playing a demon in the next Insidious?
No. No.
Let's hope this is the end.
No, that's actually a little insensitive, actually. But no.
Do they need a headless demon? Honestly, not gonna lie, you'd slay.
Anyway, can I speak? Can I continue? And you can't laugh, alright? I promise.
Okay.
I'm gonna become a comedian.
What do you mean?
So, okay. I used to actually do a little stand-up in my free time in purgatory. I used to say, I used to make jokes of, like, political jokes about, like, Lincoln and stuff, I mean, at that time it was relevant.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between Lincoln and a race car?
I don't know.
The race car doesn't die after the second turn. Okay, see, and that's all right. Anyway, so I got some new material. I've been working on some new material. I think is gonna really hit. You want to hear like one of my new jokokes?
Okay, yeah.
All right,
give it to us.
All right,
corn.
So, a guy walks into a butcher, like an Italian butcher, and he goes, "Can I have a pound of chopped meat and a box of rigatoni?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll get it right for you." So the guy's waiting and he's looking around and he sees every shelf. There's gabagool on every shelf. In the refrigerator where the drinks are, gabagool. In the house supplies, gabagool. In the candy section, gabagool. There's gabagool everywhere. So when the guy gets back with his order, he goes, "Hey man, you sure do have a lot of gabagool. Do you sell a lot?" And the butcher goes, No, it's a miracle if I even sell half a pound of gabagool a week. I don't sell any gabagool. But the guy who sells me gabagool, now he could sell gabagool.
Okay.
You're not laughing. What? You don't think I could be the headliner?
I don't understand that joke.
Alright, whatever. That one, alright, I'll admit, that one was not my best. It was a little mid. But let's talk about something else that was really mid. Insidious, the Red Door.
That was only mid, in your opinion. Today, we're going to be talking about Insidious, the Red Door. Insidious, the Red Door stars Patrick Wilson, Ty Simpkins, Rose Byrne, almost everybody from 1 and 2, and Sinclair Daniel. And it follows the Lamberts as they, 10 years later, go back into the further to figure out what's going on because they have kind of lost their memory because they forgot. They forgot what happened. If you watch chapter 2, right? They forgot what happened. They start having all these feelings. Wow, are we going to play the trailer?
I don't know, I'll tell you this. I don't really think anything of this movie. Papa P-Dubs is looking good. Caked up as usual. Rose Byrne. Baddie.
Why'd you say it like that? Rose Byrne.
Well, I don't know. Rose Byrne, Rose Burns. But I don't know what this lady's name
Okay,
is.
let's
She's
get
great.
back to important things like Insidious the Red Door. Instead of hearing Cornelius thirst over Rose Byrne.
And Papa P Dubs.
So,
Caked up as usual.
Insidious the Red Door is the 5th film in this franchise. And yes, I have seen all of the films in the franchise. A couple people have asked me if they need to watch all of the films in order to watch this new one. And I say, yes, you do. But really, I do think that you mostly have to watch 1 and Chapter 2 because this one is honestly just a continuation of Chapter 2.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all you gotta do. I mean, I don't think you gotta watch any of them. You should watch 1 and 2. I'm sorry. I'm being negative. I like the Elise backstory. I think it was cute, but you don't gotta watch 3 and 4. Or 5. I mean, 5. All right. So
okay, so let's talk about the new film because Cornelius, as usual, is getting lost in the sauce. So going into Insidious the Red Door, I was super excited because this film is actually directed by Patrick Wilson. This is Patrick Wilson's directorial debut, and I was very excited. I'm a huge Patrick Wilson girly. He's daddy, and I just love him. He is a Scream King. I'm sure everybody here loves him. And I will say that in terms of direction, he does a solid job. I will say that he definitely did a great job directing the actors, and I think the acting from everybody was very good. Everybody had really fun performances. But I won't say that everything he was doing directing-wise was that interesting. He certainly is not James Wan. Not that I was expecting him to be James Wan, but it was a little basic the way it was shot. Other than that, it looks much better than 3 and 4. But to be honest, I'm not that surprised. I would hope it looks better than 3 and 4. I think personally 3 and 4 look really awful. But anyway, to say the least, I do think his directorial debut was pretty fire. He also had a song that he did for this film. It's at the end in the end credits. And it is him and the band Ghost. And it is called Stay. And everybody's been loving that song. So that's pretty cool. I didn't even know that he knew of that band, that he would want to do a song for this movie. So pretty cool. But I did know that he is a very talented singer because I've always been a Phantom of the Opera girly. And if you know, he was in the remake and he played Raoul and he was great. So let's talk about our performances. I think everybody did a really great job, but specifically Ty Simpkins obviously carries this film. It is essentially him and Patrick Wilson's movie, though I do think it is a lot more his movie. But at the end, we do get some sweet little tender moments between him and his dad, so I really like that. I am pleasantly surprised with the fact that Ty Simpkins went from very good child actor to also very good adult actor.
yeah,
That's so good.
so rare.
It is so rare. I was very happy. Love that. Thought he did a great job, especially with the emotional scenes. Sinclair Daniel, I thought she was pretty good. She was a little bit too much of the quippy character for me, but she does a very good job in her performance nonetheless. And yes, we have Rose Byrne back, which I was very happy. I am a huge Rose Byrne fan, and I think she's just like a comforting actress. Like, she's one of my comfort actresses. She does a great job. I admire her work. I don't think she's in this as much as I wanted her to be in it, but it makes sense why she's not in it that much.
Because the writing was very lazy. It wasn't that lazy. All right, listen. I think that's my biggest gripe with the movie, actually.
Actually, we should talk about that. So the writing, I won't say that the writing is the best for this film. This is also because the writer of this film also wrote Firestarter from 2022, which is one of the worst that I watched that year. And it had very atrocious dialogue. So knowing that going in, I was very skeptical about some of the lines, and I will say this was definitely written better than Firestarter, 100%, but there were a lot of lines that I was like, maybe trust the audience. We're not that stupid. We know what that means. You don't have to have the character tell us that.
Sometimes you can't lock away the bad memories. Or what did he say?
We have to not only keep the good memories, but we have to keep the bad ones too. Like, we know. We watched the whole movie. Why is Ty Simpkins telling me the moral of the story? I don't want that.
All right, so it's funny because I felt like this movie, everybody always says that Insidious 1 and 2 were like the first really good modern PG-13 horror movies that were actually really scary. And I feel like Insidious The Red Door really doesn't carry that mantle.
I think from 1 and 2, this story specifically feels a little bland. It wasn't really a scary film. I wasn't really expecting it to be that scary, but Insidious is the film that is all about its jump scares, and it's supposed to be this fun popcorn horror film that is jump scare heavy. And they always do the jump scares pretty well. Like, they always get me. There was only one in this that got me, so I was a little disappointed in that. And also, I do think that with this story, they got a little bit lost in it. There was a lot going on. It was mostly a family drama, and I like that. I think, again, when I came out of the theater, I did say that I thought it was a very sweet, heartfelt movie. It was a sweet way to say goodbye to these characters. Who knows if this is truly the end, because they'll probably do a part 6. Who even knows? It was cool to see Ty older and going into art school. It was really nice to see Marcia from Succession as the art teacher. Loved her. It also was interesting to see that, I guess this is spoilers, so spoilers ahead, but the movie's been out for about 2 weeks, so if you haven't seen it by now, sorry. It was interesting to see that Renee and Josh, they didn't actually end up lasting, and there was a lot of conflict in their relationship, mostly because we find out later throughout the movie that he started acting really weird and wasn't really present because he felt really foggy because of what happened when they basically erased their memory. And also, she was still pretty scared at the fact that he did try to kill her and the entire family. So there's that. I did like that aspect, though.
I wasn't against that part. This movie kind of continued an issue that I had with all the Insidious movies, which was that they're kind of confusing. I can't tell you what the hell's going on in any Insidious movie. And in Insidious 1 and 2, it's great. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what's going on. This is terrifying. But when you're like starting to make a franchise, not understanding the rules without sifting through 17 pages of a Wikipedia article, really make it kind of tough to keep the audience interest, I think. And I had that issue. I mean, I don't understand the rules of the door. I don't understand the lipstick demon. What does he do? He's the most powerful demon. He just runs around and pushes people.
So that we're actually going to talk about. And I do think that this film suffers from the fact that it wasn't scary, which sounds really stupid, but it does suffer from that. This is Insidious. This is a world of demons. This is supposed to be... I'm not saying it's supposed to be Hereditary, but like, it was not as good as I wanted it to be. I think a lot of the issue comes from they don't really know what demon, like it feels like they don't really know what demon they want to be the scariest demon. I personally feel like the Bride in Black is queen of being probably the scariest demon, but apparently the most powerful demon and the ruler of the Further is the lipstick face demon, who I think he looks pretty cool, and I was expecting him to be that bitch in this, and the issue is he's not that bitch. He is indeed not that bitch. I mean, this is called The Red Door. We're going back into the further. It is like the final fight. He's the final boss. Give me a big standoff like fight. And they don't do that. They don't do that. I honestly thought when they go back there and Dalton sees the lipstick face demon, there's going to be some tension. Maybe the demon has this attachment because he never got Dalton. There'll be something there. Some more intimate scenes of them together that's like eerie and creepy. But no, it's just Dalton doing what he did in the first movie as a kid, which he goes in his little lair. Obviously, lipstick face demon is jamming out to Tiptoe Through the Tulips, which, not gonna lie, same. But like, he goes there and he sits there and he cries. Like he cried in the first one when he was a child.
And then they beat the demon by painting him to death. They paint the demon to death.
Okay, but that I thought was a little sweet, but I know it's kind of corny.
I think thematically it was cute, but it's one of those things where it's like, what the hell is this universe about? How do you beat these things?
I have so many questions for the Insidious people. What does the lipstick face demon do? He sits in his lair. He sharpens his fingers, and that's all he does. When he sees someone, he like growls at them. I just don't really understand this demon, and I don't understand what he does.
I can't believe it's been 10 years and he hasn't discovered the Chef G and Sleepy Hollow version of Tiptoe. Or is drill music not canon in the Insidious universe?
They know I'm too fat to tiptoe.
Okay, so here's my main issue with this film. They kept just like building and building and building and building to nothing. I was really excited when I finally saw the hall with all the candelabras and like they were on their way to the lair. I was like, oh shit, something crazy is gonna happen. Okay, this is gonna be the final moment. Like something really emotional is gonna happen. There's probably gonna be a shift in the dynamic between Josh and Dalton, and they didn't do that. So that was really sad. By the time, obviously, Dalton gets out of there, they both end up getting out of there, and basically Josh is trying to keep the red door closed, and the demon is banging on it. And then he like starts tearing it down, and he's gonna come out and like grab Josh, I guess, to go back into the further. Josh ends up telling Dalton to leave and that this ends with him because his dad also has some tie-in with the further, and there was some stuff going on that Josh's mom never told him about. Why wouldn't she tell him that though, based off what happened in 1 and 2? And how open she was about everything that happened when she got a lease. One thing that did annoy me about this reveal specifically, Dalton does this drawing of his grandma, and Josh is like, wow, this is beautiful. Like, you drew this? And he's like, yeah, she always looks like she was hiding something, doesn't she? Why do you have to tell us that?
My favorite part about that is, he's like, when he says that, it's like, yo, you're looking at a drawing that you made of your grandma. Of course she looks like she's hiding something. You drew it. You can make it look like she's doing anything. You drew the picture, man. What do you mean? I don't know what that means. And then they show us the picture, and it just looks like her. She doesn't look like she's thinking about anything, actually.
No, but she does kind of look sad.
Yeah, but that don't mean you're hiding that your son is clairvoyant or some shit. And you're...
True. Outside of all of that, I do still think that the film is fair. The film is fair. I think it's a sweet send-off to the Lamberts. I don't think it's scary. I don't think there were really good jump scares outside of the MRI scene. Honestly, if I would have seen a demon coming at me in the MRI machine, yo me muero. Thanks, Patrick Wilson. New fear unlocked. Hopefully I don't get another MRI soon.
I hope you don't need another MRI either.
What are you looking for?
I'm trying to see who plays her.
The Bride in Black?
Mm-hmm.
I believe a man.
Oh yeah, Tom Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Man, he's a bad bitch. Is he alive?
Why wouldn't he be alive? It's just makeup.
He's 81 years old.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, he's alive.
That's T.
That's not T, that's his age. Anyway, what do you give this movie?
So, Insidious the Red Door. I am going to be giving this film 3.5 lebs out of 5. I have been toying with 3 and 3.5, but the more I think about it, the more I analyze it, I like it.
Yeah, solid. I'm gonna give it 2 stars. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but it just wasn't that fun for me. Great performances. I just kind of feel like it got lost in the sauce. First act was awesome. I'll give him that. First act was great. Everything else kind of was a little confusing and just a little muddy, and really just felt like there was a lot of fat to trim. And in a 90-minute movie or a 100-minute movie, if you have a lot of fat to trim, that's a short film, buddy. So, you know what? I love Patrick Wilson's divorced dad arc. I really love it. I think he kills it. How do you fumble a baddie like Rose Byrne? That's all I'm saying.
Truly.
I couldn't live with myself.
Okay, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps me a lot. And be sure to click that little notification bell to be up to date every single time I upload. And let me know in the comments, have you seen Insidious the Red Door? Did you like it? Was it not really for you? Tell me your thoughts on the writing. I'd love to talk about it. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!